This is the Rabbit Report. I'm Rabbit. Sorry I've been away for a while. It's been kind of tough to make time for these videos, but hopefully that's going to be changing soon. I'll be making more videos more often, at least once a week, maybe twice a week. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see how this goes, but I got a bunch of stuff lined up, but let's get started. This is not really an unboxing tonight. I actually bought this particular toy loose. But these figures, I wish I'd jumped on them when they first came out in like 2009, 2010, something like that. But I just could not afford these toys at the time. And now that I can afford them, they're really expensive. So, anyway, I'm super excited for this. But I got here the Mattel Masters of the Universe Classics Many Faces, and you can see him right here. He's got this cool purple harness. He's got a lot of blue deco on him, this like crazy orange blaster. I don't know why I'm so nostalgic for this toy, for this figure, but I never had the original Masters of the Universe Many Faces. I was super happy to get him. I don't know why. Like maybe as a kid, it was like, oh, his head turns, it changes, whatever, blah blah blah. I don't know. Anyway, so this toy is from 2011. The original Manny Faces came out and debuted in 1983 in a mini comic, and the mini comic for the figure in a comic called the what is it? Oh, The Ordeal of Manny Faces. And then on the show in 1985, he was voiced by Lou Schreiber, who was, a very famous voice actor at the time. He was in everything at the time. Uh, so he's got, this is interesting. This knob that turns his head, that changes his head, when I first got it, it was really tight and I could barely turn it, but it's really loose. So he's got this is a human face, apparently, a human face. He's got a robot face, which of course I love because I love robots. And then a monster face or a lizard face, or is that kind of like the literal lizard brain face? I don't know, whatever. But on the cartoon, he was an actor. He could change his faces. That was his power. In the comic, it was more diabolical, where like Skeletor had cursed him, and now he had he'd split into multiple personalities. It's so weird that I was so nostalgic for this character because apparently he only had like two appearances on the cartoon, the original cartoon. Three, three, including like a brief cameo in the He-Man She-Ra holiday special, which I really can't remember. Um, so this figure, his articulation is okay, like for the time, probably pretty great. I don't know why, like Mattel, for whatever reason, just couldn't figure out like, double knees and double elbows, which is like standard for most figures now. I just don't, whatever. It is what it is. But also, I don't know if you can see his legs are kind of floppy. I don't know, but I got him loose. It's like I probably paid $65 for a really great figure, a figure that's in really great shape. I mean, in terms of like, he's not missing any deco or anything like that. He's got all of his parts. He's got the blaster. I think, you know, on the card, maybe I'll get a mint on card version eventually, but he can be like upwards $200, on eBay. So whatever. I'm very happy with him. Anyway, let me show you some, besides like this turning, obviously. His head doesn't really rotate a lot. It's like his helmet can kind of turn a little bit, but not really. His arm goes up to there, so about 90 degrees. I can rotate all the way around. It rotates at the bicep, and he does have, of course, like I said, a single elbow and the hand doesn't hinge back and forth. It just rotates around. Let's see. So his leg, actually, the spread on his leg is great. Look at that. That goes all the way up. Goes out just a little bit, but his crotch piece kind of gets in the way. Can go out more if you sort of rotate it out. Let's see, and he does have a single knee like that. The foot goes up like that. Can go back a little tiny bit, and you can see like kind of how floppy his legs are, but that's whatever. I don't care. Oh, and he does have a stomach crunch, a little bit of stomach crunch and rotation at the waist. But let me get him in my photo booth so you can get a better look at him, and we'll go over some of the other points of this figure. So that's going to be coming up right now. All right, here we are in my photo booth with Man-E-Faces, the Masters of the Universe Classics line from Mattel. Let me show you some of the other points of interest for this figure. Of course, his head does change, which I love. I love that they recreated this for this figure. But he also comes with another set of heads, which is a He-Man face, an Orko face, and a Skeletor face. So let me just show you how you would change that. This little piece comes off here. It's just it's like a little plug. It goes on the top of the head. His helmet comes off, and then his faces, his Man-E-Faces, come off here. Same thing. They look the same. It's kind of weird to have this weird fleshy bit on the top, but you can't see it when it's in the helmet. But you know, it is kind of odd. It's also kind of odd to stare at the head or the body without the head. But anyway, let's get this on. You can see right here it just plugs onto this, right, like that, and then the helmet goes back on. There's not a lot of tension that keeps the helmet on, but it's, you know, it stays pretty securely in place. And then this peg plugs in there, and now he has a He-Man head, or an Orko head, or a Skeletor head. And I guess if I remember correctly, in the show he had many faces, so not just like the 3 or the 6 in this case. And I think there was a plot where he did impersonate Skeletor. I can't remember. That was forever ago. I don't remember that. So yeah, let me show you real quick a size comparison. I do have the Super 7 Masters of the Universe Classics He-Man, which is basically the same figure that Mattel made, but this was a re-release which came with all of the accessories. So let's stand up He-Man right next to him. You can see that Man-E-Faces is a little taller with his helmet head, but he'd probably be about the same height. Here he is also with Captain America. So these figures, these Masters of the Universe Classics, are about 7 inches. Marvel Legends are approximately 6 inches. So Captain America, Steve Rogers here is, significantly shorter. Not significantly shorter, but definitely shorter. So yeah, there they are. Whoops. And also, let me just take this off so I can show you that this face, is not exactly the same. It's actually a slightly different sculpt than the Super 7 version, and I don't know if this is different than the original Mattel version, but you can see, let me bring that up close here. You can see that it's a a different sculpt. And actually the Orko and Skeletor heads are also different than the regular figures. But anyway, I'm going to get Man-E-Faces back in the booth. I'll do a 360 view, and that'll be coming up right now. Here we are on the turntable, so you can get a 360 view of Man-E-Faces from the Masters of the Universe Classics line from Mattel. He has his robot face, which is maybe my favorite face. Anyway, I hope you remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell your friends about this channel if you like this video. It really does help me to grow this channel, and I appreciate it very much. If you want to see more photos of this figure, you can see them on all social media at The Rabbit Report. I really do hope you enjoyed checking out this figure with me. I enjoy showing it to you, and I will catch you on the next Rabbit Report. Bye! I am an actor pretending to be a robot asking you to please subscribe. Okay, bye.